Greetings from Arkansas. My name is Tammy Jones, and my life is impacted with multiple rare disorders. I am one of 5 with a bleeding disorder called von Willebrand's. This just means that we bleed longer and we have problems with our clotting proteins holding a clot. So when we continue to bleed, we have to take a special medication called factor. The second thing we have in our family is my granddaughter is type 1 diabetic, and that is autoimmune onset, and she is insulin dependent. My mother and I both have type 2 diabetes, and that is more on the genetic side and is usually controlled by diet and oral medications. Recently, my husband was diagnosed with hypotensive syndrome, which has to do with a breathing issue. And so that's something that we'll be learning more about and figuring out how I can advocate for him. What led me to be an advocate was 17 years ago when we were diagnosed with a bleeding disorder. And I found out that I had the bleeding disorder and I also was the carrier. This meant that I would be passing it to my children, my grandchildren, and then for several generations to come. With this, I was pretty distraught. So rather than let that get me down, I decided that I would just become a strong advocate so that I could help others have a voice to get the help that they need. I want to advocate for my family, my friends, and all the caretakers because they need a voice. Success for me is if I can reach one. If I can help one, I feel like I'm successful. So just imagine whenever many are helped by an advocacy voice, the success that we can all feel. And you know, they say it takes a village, but a village has to begin with one that's willing to reach out to others. If I were going to encourage you to get more involved, it's as simple as sharing your story. You're the only one that can tell your story, and it's powerful, and it's going to help many others that hear your story, whether it's local, in your hometown, in your community, in schools, at Capitol Hill or Washington. They're going to listen because it's your story. And if I would say something to a new advocate about getting involved is, don't let fear overwhelm you from reaching out to others. Thank you for hearing my story. Here's the new era of a patient advocacy, a future that will get even stronger because we're working together.